Hello friends, this is Sky Guy 2000. Yeah, I know I've been away for a little bit, but I'm back again. Just had a little bit of trouble with storage space. Had to delete some files on my phone before I could continue filming because I'm getting pretty close to a high percentage of almost being out of data, so... So today we're going to do an unboxing and a review of Super Posable Spider-Man from the 2002 Spider-Man movie, directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire, the perfect Spider-Man in my opinion. I like Tom Holland, but I grew up with Tobey as Spider-Man, so he's my favorite. Now before I open this, you guys should know that I've had this guy for months now. In box, I got him for $35 at Vintage Stock, and I just couldn't believe that he was that price in box. This guy would have easily cost me about $70 to $100 on a brand new on Amazon, so I got a very good deal to say the least. So without further ado, let's get to unboxing. Got my trusty Swiss Army knife here. Well, we don't really need to focus. So, here we go. You know what? Actually, I'm going to raise my camera up a little bit higher. There we are. I figured this is about high enough. So, get our knife out. Come on. Alrighty. So, I was a little hesitant about opening this guy, seeing how he's brand new and all. But, I told my dad, what I wanted to do, I wanted to open him because I never owned this guy as a kid. And he said, well, if you're going to use it for your stop motions, then I would. He'd be perfect. And you're right. He's right. I think Super Posable Spider-Man would be perfect. Now, if only I could get the packaging. Oh, I made a hole. All right. So I think the easiest way to do this is to do it like this. Maybe. The other way around. Come on, Sky Guy, you've done this before. You know what? I think we made a good enough tear. We can just tear them open now. Hopefully I didn't actually damage the figure. I'm hoping I didn't. So. Oh no, he's wrapped in another layer of plastic. We're good. And I'm opening this in a way that I do not damage the actual box. I am opening this in a way I've never opened a toy before. So, I'm totally mangling the plastic bubble. Because nobody cares about the plastic bubble. We only care about the figure. But I do care about the box. And I'm not going to make the same mistake I made with my Spider-Man 2 figures, because in the Christmas of 2012, I opened my Spider-Man 2 figures up. I'd gotten a whole bunch of them. Did real good bidding deals on eBay. Got a whole bunch of Spider-Man 2 movie figures. I still have them all, and I threw all the original packaging away. And I was just so frustrated years later that I did that. And like I was just so mad, Like, why did I do that? I kept 2002 movie Spider-Man packaging, but I didn't keep Spider-Man 2 2004 movie packaging. Why not? Alright, we're actually going to make this a little bit bigger. This is probably, I bet this is probably the weirdest unboxing you guys have ever seen. Like, oh, why is he opening his Spider-Man like that? Well, I couldn't really think of any other way to open it without damaging the actual card itself. I don't care so much about the plastic bubble. And, we don't seem to have appeared to not knifed Spider-Man, if that's the expression you use. Gosh, this is weird. Maybe try from this side. I really don't want to damage the plastic bubble. I'm going to use scissors. And he's not going back into the plastic bubble, so we don't need to worry about that. So, I can mangle this sucker up, because he's not going back in there. I ripped the 30 points of articulation sticker. Shoot. This was probably a horrible way to do this. Maybe I can get Spidey. Here he is. Oh! Oh! Balls. I dropped the gargoyle base. Clip-on deal. So we know that's not new anymore. Here is the figure. Alright, I just gotta pull this out carefully. I never had this guy before, so I don't know how fragile he is. What's he held together with? Oh, twisty ties. Alright, I'm gonna do my best to untwist these suckers on camera. Oh boy. There's the back spider insignia. That is my favorite spider. I'm so excited for this, guys. So excited for this. You have no idea. And yes, this is my first time unboxing, if anyone was aware. On camera, anyway. Actually, no, I did a Lego unboxing. I'll have to put that on YouTube. That was back when I wanted a YouTube channel, so I would do things that were YouTube, you know, worthy. But I didn't have a channel back then. And I hope the action that we are seeing can be seen. These twisty ties are a pain, right? Somebody tell me if there's a better way to do this. People are probably like, what is he doing? He's not putting any thought into this at all. Actually, I put into a lot of thought into this. Like, so much you wouldn't believe. What I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna do. First thing this guy's gonna be doing is... Well, first I'm gonna pose him. Probably do some sick Spidey pose. And then he's gonna go into a stop motion video. And you guys will be seeing that video soon. Though it's not going to be rushed. This is going to be something that I'm going to work really hard on. So I think we can pull him out now. Alright, so carefully. Man spider. I almost didn't want to take him out of his base. He looks so humble and peaceful, but come on, man spider. You're still stuck on something? I never had this guy as a kid. I never did. Alright, so... Man, oh, here he is! Oh my gosh, guys. Super posable Spider-Man. I wanted this guy for so long. I wanted to touch him and pose him, and here he is. I'm in shock. I'm in shock. His web shooter pose, everything's so stiff. Except right there, I bet there's a rubber band in there, so we can't go that far out. His legs are stiff. His waist joint is a little bit loose. His legs are stiff and... Oh my gosh! Oh, that's too close. Here he is, dudes and dudettes. Super posable Spidey. Now, as promised, we are going to go over the articulation. So, I'm going to get my camera a little bit closer. So, for the articulation of this guy, he has... Holy crap, that's a loose head. Wow. Surely this guy was brand new, but wow, his head is loose. Like, I can't bobble it up and down, but look how much it takes little effort. So he has the full thing with the head. He can go up slightly, look down slightly. Kind of get a clicking noise. His arms rotate all the way around at the wrist, bend up and down at the wrist. Quite a bit of ways, actually. Good old web shooting pose. That's the only thing he can do. He's got long, slender fingers. That was the only thing that was weird. This guy's similar to the classics Spider-Man from the early 2000s that I pretty sure I had a few of them as a kid, but I don't remember. Same here. Oh yeah, and elbow joint, up and down, bicep swivel. Wrestler Spidey has that. We did a review on him. If you guys want to see that video, you can click over on this side at the end of the video if you want to see Wrestler Spider-Man review. Same over here, though a little bit stiff, especially in the web shooting pose since it didn't come shooting his web. Then same articulation over here, same over here, same on the bicep, but holy crap, he cannot move his arms out that far, except for right here. Like, I'm totally afraid to try it, so I'm not going to. Ab crunch. Ab crunch is cool. It's okay. It kind of shortens the spider a little bit, but I'm not complaining. All the way around at the waist, hopefully. Yeah, wouldn't it suck if it just broke? Ooh, we got an ankle rocker. Toe joint. All the way around at the boot. Up and down at the knee. All the way around at the thigh. That's definitely a 2000s thing. They don't do that anymore, I don't think. Same over here. Same over here. Same thing all around, and you guys get the drill. That was a little stiff. Oh, okay, we can bend him down. So, this guy is already about, I'd say, almost 6 inches, 6.5 inches tall. Here's him standing straight, very slender looking figure, very buff. Pretty movie accurate, although I would say that Leaping Spider-Man is a little bit more movie accurate on his build. This Spider-Man really looks like they just took the mold from the Classics line, which I totally appreciate, because in a sense, I have a classic Spider-Man now. And let's do a really cool pose. Alright, so what's a pose that I saw Spider-Man do in the movie? How about the one on the front of the movie case? If you get the VHS version, you'll see Spider-Man doing something like this. Maybe. I have no idea. I got it wrong. But like, let's do a cool Spidey pose here real quick. And guys, I am never, ever giving this away, so please nobody ask in the comments for the Spider-Man or any of my Spider-Mans, because I'm never giving them away. So, classic Spider-Man pose. How about, I don't know if he'll stand on this. Oh, what do you know? He will. That's like, hey, stop there. That's like a, hey, you forgot to wash your hands after leaving the restroom pose. Alright, so let's do a web shooter pose here. I love this Spider-Man so much. I had a Spider-Man with the same base. It was the Trilogy Spider-Man, that had the super posable, you know, everything. A little bit more posable than this. And he came with the gargoyle base, which I still have to this day. So now I have 2 gargoyle bases. So, this is a Spider-Man pose. This is a Spider-Man pose that reminds me of... Is he going to stand up? This is a Spider-Man pose that reminds me of him Spider-Man fighting the Goblin at the end of the movie with the brutal fight scene where Spider-Man had just gotten smacked around a few times. Then he does like sort of this cartwheel, and then he like kind of regains his senses and what he's doing, and he kind of like starts to spin a web, you know, kind of trap himself from the Goblin, but Goblin tears it up. This pose right here, let's move this box. Hey, E.T. That's an E.T. sticker, by the way. Well, you know, I don't know if he's gonna stand. He's super posable, but there he is. That's what that pose kind of reminds me of. And I do not have Battle Ravaged Spider-Man. I don't know what it is, but I have the strongest feeling that the next Spider-Man I find from the first movie is going to be Battle Ravaged Spider-Man. It's just like this really strong feeling, like it's fate. So I guess for more review, never ever throwing this away. Heck, I think I'm gonna fold it up and put it in my wallet. That's how much I care about this Spider-Man stuff. And here's the gargoyle base. It's different than the trilogy one, because on the trilogy one it has a black hook, but this one has a gray one. And here's the line Spider-Man would hang on. In fact, let's actually try that. And we have a wall mount. Luckily for me, I have quite a few screws in my wall, so maybe I can rig something up. So let's take Spidey here. And, you know, let's hang him up. Now, it's kind of tight. And it's hollow plastic. See, the trilogy gargoyle base is rubber. This part. How are we going to do this here? I don't want to break the plastic, but it's intended to go on there unless it's a color and styles thing may vary. Gee, I think we'll just wrap it around there. Or here, what we'll do is we'll put it around his thumb. Well, no, because it's not closed off. Maybe we can put it like this. Gosh, guys, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I really don't know. You know, unless we had it like that, but that ain't going to hold. Oh, it is. Alright, so if it doesn't fall... So here he is hanging on the gargoyle base. That's the only thing I can pull together. Because I didn't realize this would be that much. I didn't realize it would be plastic, for one. So I think the trilogy one had the better part. And here... If you look on the box, if I can zoom in, what is it connected to? I don't see any wrist strap on Spider-Man. What is that connected to? Huh. And can my Spider-Man do that pose? We can try it. Oh, I forgot he was right there. I love this guy so much. I'm so grateful that I bought him. I'm so grateful that I have him. Guys, you should be grateful for what you have. If you have some great Spider-Mans, please be grateful for them, because there are people that just don't have them. And, you know, just be grateful that you do. Because I'm grateful that I'm holding this guy in my hands right now. I'm also grateful that I found him at a store for $34. How are we going to do that pose? So I got it started. And he's turned. Yeah, he's turned that way, okay. So first of all, he's going... Yeah. It's going like that. Then... Jeez. How did they do that? Alright, alright. A Spidey pose that we can do the upside down web pose that the wall crawler does. Surely we can do that. That'll be the spider pose. He doesn't feel... He feels restricted by a rubber band. Again... Yep, there's rubber bands inside there. And I don't have the greatest setup, so I can't really do a totally tubular Spider-Man pose, but just imagine his hands are closed and he can be doing this. Sorry about the abrupt end. I kind of pressed the wrong button on my camera. So here's the Spidey pose I came up with. It's sort of the pose that he does in the first two Spider-Man games, you know, where he's kind of hunched over. You know, something like this. He'd always be doing something like this for some reason. Although he's a little straighter. Maybe I can straighten out those legs. Maybe... There. Something like that. I gotta say, though, I guess people were right when they were saying that he isn't the best Spider-Man figure as far as articulation goes. If you want a really good superposable Spider-Man figure from, like, the movie, I would try superposable Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2, the movie that came out in 2004, with the Daily Bugle base. That is a superposable Spider-Man. This guy, I think he was good for his time, but he's not what I expected as far as posability. He's a little bit more restricted on his movement somewhat. But he's definitely not as restricted as, say, this figure. This guy doesn't have a lot of what he has, so yeah, I love him overall. No matter how small the shortcomings are, the awesomeness always prevails on this guy, in my opinion, because he just looks cool. And I love the first movie. The first movie kicked all the other Marvel movies, in my opinions, into the trash, you know? Because, I mean, at the time, you know, the X-Men, I forget what movie it was, but one X-Men movie came out, and it was like, okay, Marvel's starting to get good again. Then Spider-Man came out, and everyone was like, oh, wow, I have to see that movie. And when I first saw it, I was like 2. So I didn't get to see it in cinemas. But I wish I had. Because if I had gone to see... If I was about 12 years old or so and went to see Spider-Man with this guy in my pocket... Because the toys came first, then the movie... I would have been like, hands down, it's the best day ever. Best day of my life. Seeing Spider-Man, and I got superposable Spider-Man in my pocket. So that was the unboxing and the review of Spider-Man 2002 movie, superposable Spider-Man. And camera, what are you doing? I love this figure. He is my favorite looking Spider-Man figure now. Wrestler Spider-Man used to be that one, but Wrestler Spider-Man has its limitations, and well, he doesn't come with a good looking mask. The rubber mask on mine has ripped, and if you haven't seen that video where I reviewed Wrestler Spider-Man, click down below. Here in a little bit it'll be coming up, and you will see it. And if it already hasn't come up now, I think these things usually come up during the end of the videos. That's when I put my annotations. And also, I have playlists too. You know, like if any of you guys are fans of the Spider-Man 2 video game, I do a lot of game time on that game. I do. It's called messing around in Spider-Man 2. It's filled with videos from the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 of that game, those consoles, because those are the only platforms I have it on. And if you guys like other things like, you know, stop motion, I have stop motion videos. I'm doing a playthrough right now of SpongeBob, Creature from the Krusty Krab. That is not going to take very long, guys. But gosh, this video sure is long, isn't it? I just still can't stop looking at this guy. He's so amazing, you know? If I had had him, if I had had him back in, '03, he probably wouldn't look like this. He'd probably be all broken. But anyways, yeah, I have playthroughs coming up. The next playthrough I do, if not Spider-Man 2, it's for sure probably going to be Spider-Man, the game. Fun fact, I actually got Spider-Man 2, the game, first in the summer of 2011. Then I believe in the summer of 2012, I got... Well, actually, no, during the school year of 2012, I got Spider-Man, the game. So, yeah. Sorry for rambling on a little bit there. This is the only video I've made in a day, I believe. And I haven't ever gone this long without making a video, so I was a little nervous about how it was going to be. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Comment down below if you have this Spider-Man or if you think it's really cool. And I like to hear you guys' feedback. I love comments. They're so cool, you know. Cool to hear what you guys... cool to read what you guys think. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I do a lot of cool things on this channel. And just thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. So here we have Super Posable Spider-Man out of his package. Looking very cool and spidery.